This message is transmitted from a parallel universe,
where safety was no longer confused with love. From here, we observed a pattern in your world. Affection that arrived with conditions, warmth that depended on compliance, care that withdrew the moment you changed shape. You learned early how safety worked. It was earned. It was maintained. It was fragile. Love did not disappear loudly. It faded. It cooled. It became distant when you crossed invisible lines you were never allowed to see. So you adapted. You became observant. You learned the moods of others before learning your own. You monitored your tone, your needs, your reactions. You asked yourself, again and again, is this allowed? From our vantage point, we saw how carefully you learned to behave. You call it being mature, being good, being easy to love. But beneath it, there was something else. Fear, not of being alone, but of being unsafe. In your world, safety was not guaranteed. It was transactional. If you performed correctly, it stayed. If you disappointed, it vanished. So you internalized the rules. Do not be too much. Do not need too often. Do not change too suddenly. Do not feel the wrong thing at the wrong time. And slowly, you stopped asking what you felt at all. In our universe, we studied the long-term effects of conditional safety. We found that it fractures the self quietly. People stop trusting their instincts. They confuse anxiety with intuition. They mistake tension for love. They stay where they feel uneasy, because unease feels familiar. You may still hear the old system running inside you, a voice that says, affection must be deserved, that rest must be justified, that love will leave if you make a mistake. But listen carefully now. Safety that depends on behavior is not safety. It is control disguised as care. Love that requires self-erasure is not intimacy. It is survival. In our timeline, healing did not begin with confrontation. It began with recognition. People noticed how their bodies reacted when they were praised, how relief followed approval, how dread followed honesty. Their nervous systems remembered what their minds had normalized, and they began to ask a different question. What happens if I stop managing myself? At first, the answer was fear, a deep one, a child-level fear, because once, stopping meant losing everything. But slowly, something else emerged. Choice. They learned to offer themselves consistency instead of perfection, to stay present with discomfort instead of disappearing, to preserve connection, to let relationships recalibrate or fall away when they could not survive authenticity. Not everyone stayed, but those who did became safer than applause ever was. From here, we want you to know this. You are not broken for struggling to relax. You are not dramatic for flinching when love feels uncertain. Your system learned exactly what it needed to survive. But survival is not the same as living. You are allowed to build a life where affection does not hinge on obedience, where mistakes do not threaten belonging, where your nervous system can rest without scanning for consequences. This is not about blaming the past. It is about updating the present. Safety can be learnt again, slowly, gently, with repetition. You do not have to earn it anymore. If you are listening now, let this message recalibrate something in you. Love that is real does not vanish when you become yourself.
End of transmission.